Hi, everyone. I'm Celia Slater from True North Sports, and welcome to Mindful Monday. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of owning your personal story. And all of us have a story where each of us are simply an accumulation of all of our life experiences, and all those life experiences have shaped us into the person that we are today. And how life affects us, how we experience life, how we experience others, all comes down to what our life story is and those experiences that we have had. This was a copy of a t-shirt that I received on a spirituality retreat I was on, that this participant had painted for everyone, and it was just amazing. I still have this t-shirt to this day, and it basically says, make peace with your story. And I really had, at that time in my life, needed to make peace with my story for sure. And this is something that may resonate with you pretty big. Is, do you feel at peace with your story? Are there things that are still feeling heavy on you in your story? Are there things that are driving you to heal from your story? Are there things that are consuming you that come from your personal story? So this is just a really great thought for you to think about, to make peace with your story. This is a great Brene Brown quote that I love. You either walk inside your story and own it, or you stand outside your story and hustle for your worthiness. And basically what this means to me is, your story is either you're very self-aware of your story and you're really trying to work through some of those speed bumps and things, or you're not conscious of your story and your story is driving you and you stand outside and you hustle for your worthiness. This is Marie. She's a dog that we're fostering right now. And the reason I wanted to share these pictures of Marie is to kind of give you an idea of that every time we foster a dog, they come into our house and they have a story. We don't know what that story is, but you know what? Slowly but surely, they reveal their story to us. So for example, one of the things that with Marge is, we had some popping noises in our house, and those popping noises scared her so badly she ran underneath the dining room table. So we knew that Marie had had a bad experience with some loud popping noises, either guns, firecrackers, something along those lines. So same thing with coaches, same thing with your athletes. Little by little, they will share with you different aspects that come out of their life story, whether that's the really great things, the wonderful things that have happened in their lives, but they'll also start to show you some of the difficult things that they've been through in their lives. They will reveal it slowly but surely. Our story is really, really important because it is the foundation of everything. Our story shapes our values and our beliefs. Our values are what we live by. It's our inner compass. It's what's most important to us. It's what we're going to make decisions by. What do we value in our jobs? What do we value in relationships? Those are what we're going to use to make decisions. It also shapes our beliefs. What do we believe about ourselves? What do we believe about others? What do we believe about religion? What do we believe about politics? Our story shapes all of those things. And then from there, it then will shape our coaching philosophy. And then from our philosophy, it's going to shape our team culture. All right? So this is why it's really important that we're kind of aware of whatever our personal life story is. The most important belief our story shapes is our belief in and about ourselves. This is part of one of the biggest things that I'll work with our younger coaches, is really getting them to trust themselves, to accept themselves, to believe in themselves, to raise that confidence level, and to bring their belief about themselves to the surface so then we can work with it. What are they struggling with? What's holding them back? What's keeping them from their greatness? What is the mistake they find themselves making over and over and over again? 99.9% of the time, we can trace all of that back to what is a piece of their life story, a message that they received. So I really like this picture because I really do believe we all carry a story bag with us. And so one of the activities I like to do with teams and with coaches is to walk in like this little girl with a big old bag over my shoulder And in that bag, I have all these symbols from my life story. An airplane, because my dad was an airline pilot, a pyramid, because my mom was born in Egypt, a sports bra, because I was an athlete, a whistle, because I was a coach, 6 little dolls. I have 6 brothers and sisters. So one by one, I pull these items out and I just kind of lay them all out over the table. And then eventually I'll go, well, wait a minute, there's something else in my story bag. And I'll pull out this 10-pound dumbbell. And I'll say, this is something in my story bag too. It's really heavy, but I've been carrying it my whole life. But the good news is this dumbbell used to be 60 pounds. And now I've worked really hard to shrink that dumbbell and make it more like a 10-pound dumbbell. And my goal is by the time I die, that's a 1-pound dumbbell or it's gone. So, but the key is taking responsibility for that dumbbell. And here's the thing about it is that all of us, no matter what, it doesn't matter. We all have our gifts and we all have our dumbbells in our story bags. There's nobody on this planet that is immune to this, right? Everybody has had really wonderful things happen that have made them the person that they are. And all of us have had difficult things happen that have hurt us. And for some of us, certain things have hurt us deeper and are even heavier. There's certain things that are a bigger dumbbell for us, and there's some things that are smaller dumbbells for us. So the goal is overall then for us to take a look at these gifts and look at these dumbbells. And our goal is to take those gifts and do whatever we can to build them and make them as big as we possibly can. And then to identify those dumbbells that we're carrying around that are making us heavy, and how can we possibly shrink those dumbbells so that they can become lighter and lighter and lighter in our story bag and on our spirit, right? So how do you shrink a dumbbell? Well, how you shrink a dumbbell is most times you have to find others that can help you, whether that's a therapist, whether that's going on a spirituality retreat, whether that's having a small group of people, like an affinity process where you share what's heavy on your spirit. And so there's all kinds of ways, but what I have found in my life is really hard to shrink a dumbbell by yourself. We usually need others to heal. And many times the healing process is just speaking that dumbbell, getting it out so that we're not stuffing it, not carrying that dumbbell around our whole lives. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we will ever do. And this is so, so true. Based on what I've just shared with you, you can see that if you have a big dumbbell, that'll be very brave for you to take responsibility for that and to get out there and find someone who can help you shrink that dumbbell. This is one of the things that I know to be true. The lighter your bag, the brighter your light will be in this world. So what we want to do is we want to help you identify those, hopefully encourage you to find help so that somebody can help you lighten some of those dumbbells, whatever they are, and so that you can shine bright. Our world of athletics needs your unique bright light. And here's the thing, it's like not just that you're carrying around this story bag, every single one of your athletes is carrying around that story bag. The most powerful thing that you can do as a coach is to take responsibility for your story bag and whatever those dumbbells are and whatever those gifts are, and figure out, how can I grow these gifts? How can I make it even a brighter light in the world? And then how can I take responsibility for those heavy things in my life so that I can do the work to shrink those dumbbells? We want you to be a bright light. We really want to help you become that bright light. So lighten the bag and brighten your light. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, and go Coaches.